In the last few lessons, we learned first what tasks are and how to create them in your project. We followed that with the important concept of resources, and then we also saw basic types of resources. Now, in this lesson, we will learn how to tie the two together, that is, tasks and resources. When you assign a task to a resource, you are creating an allocation. This is a simple enough concept, but it is very important to understand clearly. When you, as a project manager, decide that developer John will code the login page, you are making a task allocation to a resource. I will show how this looks in our exercise file. Please notice the file name and open it to follow along and experiment on your own. You should be working with exercise 1 resource allocation file. Here, the first task is select the party venue. In the task row, you can see a column here called as resource names. I can do a very simple allocation by just typing in the name of the resource who will do the task like this. Now the task has been successfully allocated to me in my name. You can also see that in the Gantt chart here. What you just now saw is the simplest form of task allocation. You can always create a project file without making any resources or allocations. But the real power of Microsoft projects starts kicking in once you start making allocations and managing them. We will see later much more complex examples, but for now, this is how a simple allocation is done. Let's look at one more very important point for you to understand. In some books and in other texts, unfortunately, you will see the words task and allocation used interchangeably. You must understand that every allocation is also a task, but not necessarily true the other way around. That is, you can have tasks which are not yet allocated to any resource. This is also perfectly fine. And this question is asked frequently, what are tasks and what are allocations? So I wish that you understand the distinction clearly and use your terminology correctly. If I make the same mistake in any lesson, it will just be because I am testing if you are paying attention. Do let me know in a private message.